I'm Leah Lauder, your favorite megachurch cult survivor, queen of the megachurch cults. And this was my spiritual daddy, prophet, medical daughter by professional, pastor of pastors, the most powerful of the powerful, wizard of Oz, the miracle worker, the evangelist, the videographer, the author, the singer-songwriter. I mean, he's more anointed than Jesus Christ himself. Daggy Mills is Jesus Christ incarnate, and he is the most powerful of them all. Okay? Yeah, age, forgive, mercy. It's a message. Thank you, Carlo. Do you know what? I feel like being a dancing star tonight. I feel like being a dancing star. Oh, how are you over there on that side of the town? Dancing. Oh. Well, because Dag wants you to look like a puppet. I'm here to announce to y'all that Dag has got you lot living in the 80s. Living in the 1980s, put a record on. You're about 100 years behind. Hi, my love. And also, hey, Nance. Nance, be on it. Like it up. BLOCK. Nance, I need you to do it like your life depends on it. Yeah. Nancy, you're not just a survivor. You know them ones. So like it up, yeah. And Nancy, you need to just be BLOCKing. We're not playing no games. Did I see Featherstone? Featherstone, are you a mod? Because now I'm exposing UD, OGLC worldwide, especially the GHANAs. Oh my God. They are severely indoctrinated out there. Yeah! They think I'm an Obroni. They think I'm a whitey woman. That's how severely indoctrinated they are. But I'm here to educate y'all, to give you a one-on-one educative study, research, ideological perspective based off psychosocial views of intersectional, systemic ageism. That's what I'm doing up tonight. Because the first thing that we need to talk about before we even start getting into this geezer in a life is the internalized ageism that y'all have, because you see me as a whitey or brawny woman. Over here in the UK, I would be described as the elitist whitey man of them all, as a dark-skinned lady. So the ageism that we experience over here, baby, it's just a completely different level. So do you see why y'all are indoctrinated? Because the same land with the African cosmology, the gold, the riches of Mother Earth and whatever they stole and stripped so many years ago, and y'all are still... You still trapped. Where will our people be free? So you want to come here where we're dealing with the internalized ageism. You think that it's going to be better here. This is the golden land of opportunity. And this is the issue that we have. And then it's people like this who don't want to be BLK, who capitalize off the fact that y'all over there see him as an Obroni and will worship the ground that he walks on. I get it. And to my Ghanaian brothers and sisters, don't be against me, or don't be against me, or... Because I have plans when I start making money, and you can see I'm a superstar. I'm going to get there. And when I get that money and I come over to Garner, I'm going to be able to help some of y'all modern dag Euro mills. And that's when you all going to come running to me. Because that's all it's about. It's all about shmoney. If I was coming here and I was saying, oh, I'm starting my own thing, leave Dag, all of you lot would be running from Dag's cult to what I'm doing up. Because it's desperation over there. The disparity of wealth and poverty is so much greater. Hey, my love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. They don't have systems like us, benefit systems. You see, survivors are starting to come to me all over the world. They say to me, Leah, I'm living with chronic health issues. I'm living with fatigue. They don't have benefits. They don't have support services. They don't have people that are going to help them. They're out in the struggle. In Africa, they ain't got nothing. These are the people that I want to help after I've done what I'm doing in the UK. So don't be my enemy, B. Be careful. Be careful, because as soon as I do what I got to do here in the UK, the next place I'm coming is Ghana. Because I love you lot. I spent 18 years in a Ghanaian cult under Dag Mills. I was eating everything. Oh, I thought I was going to marry a Ghanaian. I was adamant. It was only because I backslid. And when I backslid, that's when my Nigerian husband scooped me up. You know how they are. You know how they are. I mean, come on. You know how they are. But I would have married a Ghanaian. Don't ever get it twisted. I used to say I was half Ghanaian and half Lebanese. So I love Ghana. Ghana is a part of me. I love Ghanaians. I love the kente. I love the godjuri. I love the food. I mean, the cooking. Oh my God. And the way that you guys bake. Oh, they don't even know that Ghanaians are real bakers. That's how you know that I was really in that cult in the cup, because it's only people who are real Ghanaians in the cup know about you lot's baking. Am I right? Where's my Ghanaians in the chat? So I'm not against y'all. I need to be a bit more fierce with you lot because you don't have the systems. And also the indoctrination over there has been mad. You lot need to do some healing around who you are and your BLK-ness. Thank you. Yes, sir. Because I am not an Obroni woman. They don't see me as an Obroni woman here. As soon as you have a little bit of colour here in the UK, you are seen as a BLK. No dogs, no BLK, no Irish. All right? Okay. So I need you lot to get that because there's a big cultural indifference here where you guys you're not getting it. You lot see me as a certain way because y'all are over there. Over here, it's a completely different ballgame. Now, don't get it twisted. As you know, I'm from the ghetto of Notting Hill Gate in West London. So although I am a BLK woman, I do appreciate that I can pass. I'm not, if I didn't sit here and say that I don't pass as being an ambiguous woman, that I don't, then I'd be an FOL and I'd be lying to myself and my sisters. And I need to accept that because of colorism, I will be accepted or whatever. Do you know what I mean? In certain spaces, etc. But I don't choose to be because I class myself as a BLK African woman. So although I have access to that, I don't choose to be. I could have sat on the internet and acted like I'm ambiguous and I'm this and I'm that. But I'm a BLK African woman and I'm proud to be that. Okay, I need to firstly say that. Secondly, I want to come on and introduce myself and explain what's been going on. I've been a bit fired up. Thanks for the follow, my love. And it's just been raw emotion because, guys, I've given my life and heart and soul to this. My boyfriend was unalived in 2007 by the police. And I live for this collective. I'm going to be celibate till the day I unalive. So this is my heart, my soul, and my life. And sometimes I get misunderstood because I just come out and I just start screaming and shouting. I'm also a survivor of CCE. So that's GANGS's. I was GANG affiliated. So when I get a bit angry, it can come out aggressive, but I don't mean any harm. It's just my passion. So back to what's going on right now. I spent 18 years under this cult, Dagu and Mills. Big up yourself too. I came to the realization during the pandemic, he was standing on the mountain. This is exactly how he looked. And he was saying, my empire will not be destroyed. And you know, it was the pandemic, so they were all outside. It was just crazy. Child criminal exploitation. And at that point, he was having like a psychotic episode. And then I said, in my mind, it was like, oh my God, he's just like Jim Jones. And then like this voice came to me. It was like, if he was to say that the virus has spread and it's going to wipe out the whole of Europe, how many people would go to Africa? Because remember, it didn't really affect Africa. It was the US, it was Europe, it was the UK. And I was like, oh my God, would I go? How many people in the cult would go? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in a cult. And then from that day, I started looking at the cult characteristics. They just started to unravel. When I first started speaking out, then there's an influx of survivors that's been coming and exposing the cult. So I'm here now. As a result of that, a lot of people have been coming forward, exposing it, and I'm seeing patterns. The video that you saw coming out, what the beef is first of all, I gave them 18 years. I was on the X Factor in 2007 and I got to the final 5 and they told me Singing in the World was EVIL. So first of all, there's the grievance about the years that they lost. And unfortunately, they can't bribe me or pay me off like they have got other people to sign NDAs and be paying them off. They can't do that to me because I don't care about the money. And I was going to be a worldwide superstar. And that's a little taster. Y'all thought Whitney was gone. She ain't gone. She right here. Do you know what I mean? Are you all right? Try to stop. I don't sing. I'm not your average singer. Everybody says they can sing, babe. But when I open my mouth and the way I look, you never think I'm going to sound like a soulful, like an Aretha Franklin. You don't think I'm going to come out with that powerhouse. So you all right? I had everything going for me, bitch. Do you know what I mean? And they took it for... So there's no money, unfortunately. I can't be bribed. Because I am money. I'm a bag of money. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't be bought like y'all cheap 304s over there on that side of town. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't, because I'm a bag of money. I'm the Mona Lisa. I don't need designers. I am the designer. I'm the model. I'm the one on the catwalk, the runway. I'm the one that they employ to sell the clothing and influence you washed up 304s on the other side of town that's running after him because he's a Bruno. All I have to do is go there and speak about cup of tea. All of you lot are going to be begging me with it, treating me like I'm the Queen of England because you're so indoctrinated, and then you think you're going to come on here and have some chat for me. Oh, Charlie, I'm not the black cloud one. Oh. I'm not going to do that with you. Not today, not any type of day. Because I have the power over you. I have the power over you like Doug has the power over you. Like your love masters had the power. I have the same power. Hi, Ines. I love you, Queen. Thank you, Carlo. I love you. Put the 304 in your calculator, babe, and turn it upside down. So that's what you need to understand. Because of the way y'all have been indoctrinated, immediately I have the power because of this little lady and this lady. So Dag's really, he's between a rock and a hard place, bless him. Did you see him on First Love today? On the flow. Oh, he looks like he's not getting sleep. Is he all right? You lot should check on him, jail. Do you know what I mean? Because Dag don't look like he's getting any sleep. Thank you, Ines. So I'm just going to explain the little video and I'm going to break down some of the themes and then I'm going to go because I'm really tired. I'm not even going to lie. But because I haven't seen my survivors like the people that you see on here, because you lot are trapped in your little self-sealing system, you see. So you think Dag's a king, you think he's got power. He's nobody, I know. In Ghana, maybe, because he's seen as a brony. But what I need y'all to understand, and when I come to Ghana soon, you're going to see that just because I'm this, like Dag, but the difference is I have an advantage over Dag because I speak like this. Everybody's going to be falling at my feet and treating me like an absolute queen. I'm going to be going to all the places where the presidents are, the ministry of this, the head of this, the head of that, because I'll get in anywhere, darling. And as soon as I take this out and I wash my hair tomorrow, I'll be here with my Obroni hair, my Obroni flowing hair, as y'all would call it. Over here, we call it Afro hair, but on y'all side of town, you're going to call it flowing Obroni hair, Becky with the good hair. So when I go there, I just got to rub shoulders with the president because I don't care what relationship the chief of blah, blah, blah has with Dag, because once he sees this and he sees this and he has this and he does it, he doesn't care about Dag. He's thinking about his banana in the fruit bowl. You think he's thinking about Dag? You don't care. Babe, there's nothing more powerful than a beautiful woman. Are you all right? So I don't care. Dag better just get ready for me, chair. Oh, but do you know what though? No one could be like his daughter Daniela. Apparently she's a seahead. And a 304. And I've got the receipt, so I'm going to be sharing that all. So basically, I'm going to get into what my beef is. The first one is, there's a survivor that I love absolutely dearly. That's like my sis. And one of his high-ranking bishops ate out of the Great Bowl. And then another one essayed her. And this went on for years and years and years. And she just got loads of medical conditions. And then her sister also covered up the incident. And Dag is and was aware of it. And he did absolutely nothing. They did not advise her to go and see any authorities, call the police, nothing. When she told Bishop Richard I.E. of First Love Church Cult that she had been eaten out of the Great Bowl by this high-ranking bishop, he said to her, when a man of God has a moment of weakness, you can be like a wall. Permeable, you can get through, or impermeable, you can't get through. And there's these things that these washed up 304 passenger princess mandem, because you know they emasculate the mandem, they're so feminine in there. What they believe is that... oh wait, hold on, my train of thought. That a woman, it's the woman's fault if anything happens between a man and a woman because of this idiot. So if something happens, whether the guy's a pastor, the girl's 15 years old, whether the guy's a pastor, the girl's 20 years old, she's vulnerable, she told him that she got essayed and eaten at the Great Bowl, and he uses his trusted position to force himself upon her, it's the woman's fault because her legs are like a door, she can open and close it. I've got a lot of evidence of them saying this under my content in the beginning before they realised who I am and is outside in this feed. So I've got all of the evidence. Hey Monique, so I will be sharing that. So it's not only that this survivor has said that Bishop Richard said this is a cultural thing that they say in preaching. This is something that I've got that they've even commented under my posts. Hey Queen. So it's just it's an MESS in there. Because when you get a guy like this who grew up in a situation where his dad was putting hands on him, he was the only son, so he's got sisters, do you know what I mean? So he's been mollycoddled. He's a gyal. Do you understand what I'm saying? W-E-A-K. His dad wanted him to follow in the law footsteps. He didn't follow him. He did the medical profession. And his dad really didn't like that defiance because his dad was very strict, like a military army type soldier guy. And this is all allegedly. And so Dag was physically ABUSED'd as a child. That's how bad it is. Because you know them uncles back in the day, they would just be, oh, that's the uncle. But now because of the development of trauma, we've evolved as a human conscious collective. Do you understand? Like we've evolved like mentally with the theories, with AI, with technology, whatever. So we're not calling those uncles anymore. Oh, that's just the way uncle is. No, he's ABUSE. He's a knock. Do you know what I mean? He's a PDF. He's a PRED. Daddy is not daddy. Daddy's a PRED who sleeps with underage galdem. Let's call a spade a spade. Baby, we're not over your side of the town. We're in the UK. This is the leading educative country in the world. Oxford, Cambridge, baby. Go look us up. Go Google up. We're the leading country when it comes to education and literacy. And we were the first ones with the COVID vaccination, baby. Oxford. Don't ever get it twisted, baby boy. So when it comes to trauma, I am a leading professional and specialist at what I do. My name is Leah Lauder, and I'm a spiritual biopsychosocial scientist. And I expose church cults and all of the tactics and the characteristics that they use to indoctrinate people and keep them in the self-sealing system. I look at this from a multi-dimensional sphere across a bio-psycho-social views, because my lens of the world, which has been viewed from my psychosocial views, has been from a wealth of life experience, being a survivor of CCE, so child criminal exploitation, being affiliated to GANGs and dating gang leaders. So I've had experience of being exploited within high control groups. And then after that, when my boyfriend was unalived in police custody, I then went on to use that pain and that experience and work with the most disenfranchised, most dangerous gang members in the United Kingdom. I've worked in secure estates, I've worked with prisons with young people on the wings. I've worked in many capacities and have well over 20 years of experience. I've got a first-class youth and community work degree specialising in the most disinfected communities in the world. And then I have a master's in social work, okay? So I also have a social work master's. I'm a social worker. So these are the people who go to the courts and remove the children, and we know legislation, and we can actually, you know, advocate and speak on behalf. We present evidence in court. We work with legislation here for removal of children, etc., etc. So we work from a statutory guidance framework. So this is, you know, they've been out here saying that I'm a mad girl, but I'm no mad girl, because when I was in the cult, I did everything for them to make it work. Whenever they needed advice or letters or, you know, emails sent at, you know, a branch level or where it was me they were calling. I've always been very educated and very articulate. And so they use these types of giftings and these things that you have. They use it to manipulate you and to siphon your gifts and your talents. Thanks for liking the live, Lula. I see you. All right. So let's get on to the video that's gone viral, yeah, where I've been like just kicking off and just exposing them. So basically, because Ghana is the epicenter of the United Denominations of Lighthouse Group Churches, that's all the church cults under Dag Heward Mills. They go absolutely hard over there. They go ham because Dag lives and resides there. Dag also thinks that he comes from this wealth, but he's just a thief. He's just a blood clot thief. So he's claiming at the moment, allegedly, that he's got land in Ghana that's the size of Hammersmith and Fulham. My Ghanaian brothers and sisters, I don't even know how to explain Hammersmith and Fulham, but it's a big borough in the UK, yeah? That's what Dag's trying, and apparently, allegedly, the Ghanaian government are saying to him, you can't have that much land, it's selfish, blah, blah, blah. So Dag's in litigation. Another thing that Dag's very good at, because you got to remember, with these types of leaders, yeah, it's not like the UK. So over here, they sell us a lot of invisible blessings, but in Africa, what they're into is people giving up their legacies. Their birthrights, you know, like their land and that, because you got to remember in Africa it's a bit different, because they don't like get benefits and pay rent and stuff. They pay rent in the year. They give that, it's land, like land through generations, ancestors. That's why they like to rubbish the ancestral stuff and make it like it's EVIL, because they want you to bow down to the whitey man. So people have given land, you know. Like he's got Mampong, he's got this, he calls it Anakazo Bible School, but it's a compound. When you study cult, if you're on here and you're in between or you're stuck on the fence, you don't know, go and look up what a compound is, because according to cult psychology, all cult leaders in their ideal world would have all of their cult members living on a compound. Selade, be on it, please. Be liking up the live. Are you a mod? Because they're very active. If you're on here and you can help me, and you know I know you like that, and you can mod, even if you don't come on here, but you know I know you, can you speak so you can mod, because you know how they get down over their chair. So he's got like this it's a big piece of land. They've got a cemetery on there. They've got everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like a proper compound, and that's what they want, because they want to conceal you within a self-sealing bubble, because they can do information control. You're cut off from the outside world. You can be a slave. He's got Mandem building bricks out of sand. It's his members, it's the cult members that have built that empire for him, guys. It's so crazy. They got he's sent missionaries, yeah, to go and leave their whole life, whatever, go and be building bricks out of sand, to be going and building churches. And now he's going and telling these missionaries that they got to go and work full time. Oh, this guy is do you know what? He's a LUNATIC Honestly, this got, like, over the years, I just think that he's just deteriorated. Honestly, I really do. Because, you know, when you get these kind of tyrants, yeah, and everyone around them is, yes, please, yes, please. Yeah, girl, they removed buried people from Mampong and asked family members to go and pick up the... Oh my God. Do you know, I think I heard this, but babe, you know, because there's one of me and everything. Oh, I got a bit of tea for you. So, seeing as though we're onto the cemetery, you know, Ida that sings for Bishop Dagger, you know, she was sleeping with you lot. If it gets luck up, it gets luck up. I'm going to try and be good. She was sleeping with Bishop EAT Saki, allegedly, yeah. And, you know, the son, is it Jeremy, the young one, the one that's left? So allegedly, all her kids that she's supposed to have with the husband, they're all EAT Saki sons, jail. But the reason I was talking about that, I just have to give you the history, because you know, the Sakis, their mum Juanita, unalive, like back in 2007, and then he just remarried. Oh, what was her name? Is it Elsa, whatever her name is? So the mum unalive, and she's in there, what we're talking about. And the son, I think is Jeremy, I can't remember what the name is. He went to go and visit his mum, and they called security on site. They said they couldn't come, he can't come to see his mum, this and that. He was like, that's my mum, did it? He kicked off. There's eyewitnesses that have come forward, chair, allegedly. So seeing as though you were talking, but I've taken a screenshot. I'm gonna cover that. Lula, can you pin her comment again, please? How did you get out? All right, guys, I'm just gonna give you the short story. It was the pandemic. He was on the mountain, and it hadn't really affected Ghana, and he was just going crazy. This will not destroy my empire, did it? It's like, for the first time, thank you, Ines, we saw him as all right, I'll make you one in a minute. We saw him as like human, like he wasn't this prophet. He started to tell on himself. Then after that, it was like he became omnipresent, because in the pandemic, they were having so much meetings. Oh my God, let's just quickly get into it. So in the pandemic, yeah, everything went online. Dag announced that we were going to be doing the flow prayer, because now it's called Flow Church, but back in the pandemic, that's how it was born, the flow prayer. This man was waking us up at 3 a.m. and getting us to pray from 3 a.m. until 2 p.m. the next day. He said the whole world shut down. You're not going to work. You ain't doing nothing. You can pray all day, every day. Information control. He got shook. We were going to clock it, that he was a cult leader. He couldn't control us. He was losing his grip and his reign, and it started to get radical. They've forgotten, though, all of them bots in there. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people left in the pandemic, and they've recruited a whole load new people. Because when was the pandemic? 2020. So since then, it's like 5 years. It's like, because it's a conveyor belt in there. They're constantly recruiting. No one really stays, because they're EVIL in there. It's a business. So there's people coming in and out of the doors. It's like a conveyor belt. They've got a low retention rate. They can't. And Dag says, oh, people are stubborn. We need to get people committed. You need to pray. What's your tongues been doing for you recently, Chair? Since they've been getting exposed, has it been working? Just in there wasting your energy, time and breath. And by the end of it, you're so dehydrated. So anyway, I started to research cults, because I started to think, why do I want to leave my church? Because everything just went from 0 to 100. Then he said, we're going to move the church online. So they selected leaders to be like watch party, where they were watch parties. I think they were called Gwasenters. I can't remember. There was some online thing, and yeah, and I think I was chosen to be a Gwasenta leader. And when my pastor's wife chose me, she said, Sister Philippa, she's called Mother Marker. She's a female bishop. She said, Sister Philippa has said, make sure the person that you choose you can trust. As soon as I got that position, guys, they started wanting all this data, all of these targets, everything. Like, they're so money hungry as well. Always they kept that their account, like how, and then they were grooming me, teaching me how to coerce the people to preach, to get their money through coercive control. And I just started realizing, oh my God, it's so corrupt. I've got content, and the next live I'll do, I don't know if it will be tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to bring up all my receipts. So I'm going to show you all of the Google documents, everything that they was like getting me to get. And I was just like, when I got behind the scenes, like to that, you know, like higher up, I started to see, oh my God, it's just a machine. It's just a business. But in GHANA, a lot of them are desperate. They're from the village. They never had the money. So even though they see the corruption, they're getting paid. Hey, Els, they're getting paid. So they're going to do whatever it takes. That's why I don't trust them over there. The only one I really mess with is Kwame Ampatho, because he's the Rick Ross of the mega church cults. He's not hungry for that. He comes from money though, I think, innit? So he's not a brokey. Thankfully, we've got a boss, the Rick Ross of the mega church. You know what I mean? He's not gonna sell out for a bag of change, you know them ones. Hey girl. So it really was the pandemic, man. So then they said we had to, whilst people were unalive in here, you know, it was so bad. All their focus was getting these souls on Facebook and just getting all the money. So I started to clock it, man, and I just broke down. And then I started to say, why do I want to leave my church? Why am I feeling like this? Guys, thanks for the follow, Balane. Love you, girl. I'm also Nigerian, oh. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm Nigerian, Abby. But so it got to the point, where it was just becoming so obvious that it was just all about the money. They didn't care. Hey, Queen. They don't really care about people. I started to think, why do I want to leave my church? Because I had been indoctrinated. The only time you want to leave your church is because you're offended. You want to go to the world. You want to get some D or some coochie. For my Ghanaians, the D is what you males have, and the coochie is, you lot must know coochie, man. Come on, the gal them's private area, your Minnie Mouse. Come on, man. But don't worry, guys. I'm getting together a video where I'm just gonna break down the slang that I use for all my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Because you know what, being in that cult is bad enough, and then you're also like 100 years behind because this guy is just the LOSSER. So I need to teach you lot some UK slang, you know, so you can be with it. Ciao. I can't have my Ghanaian survivors out there because it's so hard for you lot, man. That turns you lot into real, you know what, I'm like bottom bees. That means like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But don't worry, you lot. Don't be my enemy, man. Just support me in silence, but don't be against me commenting, because another thing is I've got some mad protection over my life. So when you come in and you speak and stuff, like God, like the wind of God will be against you. That's another bit of advice, yeah. And the UK have had to learn it the hard way. Thanks, my love. The UK have had to learn it the hard way. And remember, you lot are out there. You don't have the same tick. So just bear that in mind. Do you know what I mean? Because you're following, this is your God. You're following a man. So you have absolutely no spiritual covering or protection. All right, my loves? Because he's absolutely EVIR. And he's operating illegally in the spirit. This is why the Lord has used me, this little small girl from England, London. Do you understand? It's all orchestrated and strategic. Dag is going DOWN this year. Like the stuff I'm working on in the next 3 months, like for the trajectory of the next year, it's done. It's done out. So just start preparing yourself to exit this church cult if you're in it, because by the time, like by March, if you're not out by then, it's gonna be things are gonna really start getting tough in there. And they're already getting, you know how it's getting in there. They're already doing that week prayer from, 21st of January to whatever of February. They're getting you lot to go to Mampong where the cemetery graveyard is. You know, he gets them to go up there and do bonfires and recite things, and don't go, because this man's lost the plot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the reason why they're taking you away for a week, and they've never done this before. They're doing up all these prayers because it's information control. When you look at Stephen Hassan's BITE model and you look at the influence continuum, BITE model stands for behaviour control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. And how they exert control the main way by stopping the flow of information, but also how you process that information. There's thought blockers. There's a lot of indoctrination. So when they take you somewhere for a week where you're completely shut off, no phone, that's heavy duty indoctrination. What would take like 3 years or they're going to do it in 3 days. So that's why people have like epileptic fits. You don't think they're manifesting. People will faint. People are having hallucinations. A lot of things are going on there, and you lot do not have the structures and the help and the systems to get support if something really serious happens. That's why in Daguid Mills cult, you can see people are unalive and young, dropping like flies. Bishop Oko, heart, you know what, allegedly. All of them are unalive. It's all to do with autoimmune. It's kidneys. It's the body keeps the score. That's why Dad could get up there and preach and do whatever he's doing, but his body's keeping the score. Now he's not getting sleep at night. I can tell he's finished. He's done out. The body's keeping the score, baby. You're a doctor. You should know that. But oh, I forgot. You manipulate medical terms, don't you, Dag, with the Those Who Are MAD book? Dag, why didn't you include narcissist? I was really surprised. Because you're talking about those who are MAD, you're doing up bipolar disorder, you're talking about this, you're talking about schizophrenia. But why didn't you talk about narcissism? That's a personality disorder. It's a very common one. Why didn't you include that, Dag? Why didn't you include the malignant narcissist? The archetype of the false prophet. Why didn't you include that, Dag? There's been a lot of prophets, even in the Bible, a lot of kings and prophets that have gone MAD. Do you know what I mean? That would be described as having a narcissistic personality disorder like Saul, with mental health, you know, and schizophrenia attached to that. But you haven't explored that, Dag. From the perspective and the lens of those who are MAD, what it feels like is like you were coming for people like Kwame and myself. people who were speaking out, and you wanted to solidify and brainwash and indoctrinate and do up information control with the DUM young naive people that haven't even learned about science and biology to that level, and also the uneducated brothers and sisters from the other side of town. Sorry, I just gotta say it, guys. You don't have access to education over here. Like, we can get scholarships. If you do really well in this country, you could be from the hood of the hoods. That's why you lot aren't elitist over there. You've just created your own systems because the slave master just messed up our motherland. I've got to tell you the truth. It doesn't exist. Class, elitism, it's all a social construct. That's why we laugh at you. Because it doesn't, because even when you come over here and you're a rich Nigerian Ghanaian man, they're never going to accept you. The whitey man that's working in Sainsbury's in the supermarket just doing the till, getting paid £5.50, I don't know how much that is, a very small wage in Ghana, is going to look down on you as a millionaire from Ghana or Nigeria just because of this. That's what I need you lot to understand. So your thinking is very backwards. Do you understand? So I've got to get you lot up to speed with it, yeah? There's going to be a lot of racial deconstruction. And I'm going to be exploring a lot of those ideological perspectives. And then at some point towards the mid-year, I'm going to start holding Discord sessions for really serious Ghanaian survivors who really want to deconstruct and deprogram and get into it. Like things that we can't talk about on this platform to do with racial deconstruction and deprogramming, because we need to have smaller and I'm willing to do that for my Ghanaian survivors and brothers and sisters. I'm willing to do that. Yeah. So I'm not your enemy, I'm not against you, but I needed to get you lots of attention. That's part of my strategy. I'm a very educated woman, extremely articulate. I'm a social scientist. But in order to get your attention, I've got to look a bit crazy so that you'll come in. And then once you come in and I've got your attention and I've gripped the nation, I've gripped the country, then I start to speak sense, all right? I'm just a very intelligent woman. How I need you to think of me, guys, is I'm the John the Baptist of this whole thing. John the Baptist, locusts and honey, he was misunderstood. He was a madman. A lot of people didn't understand John the Baptist. He was misunderstood. Think of me, especially you lot who are still hyper-religious and clinging on to the whitey man's ideologies. It'll help you to accept me. I'm a John the Baptist. I'm a JL. I'm a Deborah. Remember JL? She did what it took to win the war. She went and scholars suggest that she got her back blown out, so she slept with the enemy and dealt with him real good so that he would sleep through the night, and then a peg so that they could come in and infiltrate the camp. And so that's what I'm on. I'm like God's secret agent. Do you know what I mean? I'm a one-man band. You know what I mean? I come up, and so you got to look at me a bit like that. It will help you to accept my quite unorthodox and controversial way. But it's not controversial. It's controversial because the misogynistic patriarchal systems have put women in a box and lied to us and deleted our history for centuries. So I'm painted as controversial because I don't meet the patriarchal misogynistic standards of these EVIL men who really desire me and want me. And so they demonize me because they don't have control. Thank you, Carlo. So guys, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The pandemic was absolutely, life grueling. I can't explain it to you. I'm still unpacking the pandemic, and I've had a lot of therapy, but I don't know if I'll be able to get over it. But one thing I will tell you is it's got to a point now. Thank you, Carlo. Thank you, King. I love you. It's got to the point now where a lot of you lot are sitting on the fence, and it's not because you're worldly. It's not because you want to be in the club. It's not because you want to be doing this. It's not because, and I keep telling you Ghanaian survivors, if you're not sure, because I know Dag's all you've got, but soon I'm going to be coming to Ghana, and I'm going to be building my stuff, and I'm going to be having my stuff, and it's not going to be dependent on you lot being monkey they work baboon de chopo. Monkey they work baboon de chopo. It's not going to be like that, baby girl, because if I get into millions, the first thing I'm doing is coming Ghana, and you know I'm going to make it because I'm a superstar. What's that? Dag's just been a thief. Do you know what I mean? You lot haven't seen a real G outside in these streets. So Ghana, my Ghanaian survivors, do not be, just be quiet. Because when I come over there, you're going to be all up on this. Do you understand? No one's going to remember Dag. Dag's going to be 6, under. You know what I mean? And no one's listening to Joshua. Who's gonna be able to lead that sinking ship? Come on, you lot. So you lot be careful, because if people tell me, oh, this person was saying this about me, and then you think you're going to be coming to my community organisation centre that's litty. Do you know what I mean? And coming and utilising my services that's in Ghana and doing up. No, baby, go to First Love Centre. Go to the empty building with Joshua and Priscilla. Joshua with his fading hairline. And his sagging skin after the gastric bypass surgery that he had. Allegedly. grown man does gastric bypass. I think it's lovely though. You've got to do what you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? For your health. And I know a lot of people allegedly were saying that, you know, Joshua looked quite unwell. Thank you, Evie. But, you know, it's just looking like gastric bypass surgery now because, you know, and that's how DUMB you lot are out there. Like Joshua's clearly done some sort of gastric bypass surgery. And it's like, you lot are just in there. He can go from being like Biggie to being P. Diddy, you know, overnight, like in 3 weeks. And you lot are just there thinking, oh, yes, the gym that is miracle gym. It is the tongues that is a powerful man of God. Weight loss miracle. Everybody go to First Love. Go and get your hands laid on upon you. Joshua Ewart Mills will lay hands upon you and give you miracle weight loss. So all of you that are in there that are struggling, why are you struggling? Oh, Charlie, you should not be struggling when you have weight loss, miracle anointing ministry in there with the man of God that has the ability to lay hands on you and you get miracle weight loss. This is the kind of things that I am talking about. And they are withholding that anointing and blessing from you. Do you see do you see why over here we're just looking at, we're just like, oh my God, when will our people be free? Oh, when, and this is why God is doing this, to wake you lot up. And because you lot, yeah, you're so, like, it's a different generation. Like, the internet is it now. But when you're in these these kind of guys will make you feel like you have to be a slave. Like, there's no, like, they won't empower you. Some of you lot that are in there, you're good dancers. You can sing. You're funny. You got talents. You could go on TikTok, and it could go viral. You could create your own platform. You don't need these fake prophets. And you can, like, the world is our oyster at the moment. Everybody's online. This old school way of doing things is unalive. No one's into it anymore, guys. Focus on your hustle. Focus on your money, especially you lot that are in there. Don't miss the opportunity. These fake mugs and these prophets, they've been teething for generations. That's why when we go, we don't leave nothing for our kids. We don't leave no legacies. It's these guys. Joshua's sorted. Joshua's set for life. Daniela, she's never sung in praise and worship. She doesn't go and lave herself out like you monkey there where baboon they chop. She's chopping. Oh, the baboon is chopping. You're the monkey, you there work. And Daniela Dandan is chopping. She's a medical dentist doing this. She's doing that. She's got a husband. You've been there for 7 years and you're 30 and you're on the shelf looking washed up and you're rotting. And Daniela has never stepped foot in the church. She's getting married. And Archbishop Duncan Williams is coming and officiating weddings. And that girl doesn't even do the ministry. And here you are giving your heart and soul. And Bishop Duncan Williams will never even come to lay hands on you. Do you see where it's like, where is God? This is not a church. This is a cult. It's a dynasty. He's building a legacy for his kids. That's why when you look at First Love, Bishop Senna, who is the son of Reverend Stephen Ajapong, he's married to Dag Ewart Mills' niece. And Dag has transferred them to London Apache 2A Carden Road in Peckham. That's the main epicenter in the UK. Bishop Richard's been discarded and he's put Senna there because he's easy to control. He's his puppet. Then you've got Kent, who's been sleeping with various different women around the world. He's an international bishop, allegedly. And he's married to Yavela, and that's Bishop Richard's daughter in First Love. Yeah, and then you've got Ryan Hyde, who is Bishop Richard's nephew-in-law, free marriage, who was married to Dag Ewart Mills' daughter, Paula. So do you see how they built the legacy? Then you've got Joshua Ewart Mills with Priscilla, who's a clone of Auntie Mummy and Prophet. His whole plan was that Joshua was going to take over in all of the next generation because there's nepotism. And you know there's other pastors that are married. They're all like, there's Neterful's daughter and all of them. There's that, what's his name? John Dag, Bishop Addy's son, who's married to another one. It's all like in the family. It's all within the self-sealing system. It's like they want to keep this blue blood. And then from the very top, it's nepotism. They're all marrying inside to keep all of the money, all the dynasty, all the building, all inside. It's just like a secret society cult. And at the very lowest level to just normal members that are just bog standard, they all marry inside the cult. Even if they don't like each other, it's arranged marriage. So there's a lot of women that can't conceive because the body keeps the score and they don't like each other. There's nothing, the body, you know, like they just can't, they can't get a lot of barren women in there. and they overcompensate with being busybodies and Barbara the Builders. So they're the ones who be doing everything in the church cult. You know, like Nia Cerise. She's just projection, like self-validation. She's trying to travel all around the world and show that she's doing all this, all because she hasn't been able to have a ute yet. A ute is a little baby. When I say ute means a baby. Oh, Paula is married already. Yeah, Paula got married to Ryan Hyde. I covered it on my video, but I'm going to be exposing all of this, babe. All of the because it's like some fake mafia. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're all related and everything up there. Another bit of tea that I'll give you is Bishop Richard of First Love Church Cult, who's like he was past tense because he's been discarded. He was like the god. He was sent from Ghana to start up all of the UK churches. You don't know who Bishop Richard is. He's married to LP Linda Hyde. Okay, so all the Hydes. The reason that the Hydes are someone in Dag's cult is because they are related to Bishop Richard, i.e. through marriage. And you've got to remember, Linda is responsible for marrying Richard and bringing him over to the UK and getting him stay so that they could build the churches. So that's why she's a female bishop. She's done nothing in the ministry, but she's just a female bishop for that alone. So you've got the Hydes. So Bishop Richard is married to Linda Hyde. Her brother was Michael Hyde, who is unalive now, but he was married to Sister Leo. She is a Hyde. So Leonard, the Ryan Hyde, they're brothers. And then what's the other one called? Sophia. Is it Sophia Hyde? The three of them, their dad, I think his name's Michael, unalived, he was ill. They're all the Hydes. So they are Bishop Richard's in-laws. Yeah. So Leonard and Leo, they are LP Jane, Bishop Richard's wives, nephews and nieces. So you've got Jane married to Bishop Richard, i.e. she's a Hyde. Then you've got Reverend Stephen Hyde married to Jane, which is Bishop Richard's, the secretary of the whole of the UK, Bishop Richard's right hand. Yeah. And then you've got Michael Hyde, who's unalived, who was married to Sister Leo, and she was one of the first female bishops that they made a bishop. And then, you know, Leonard is his Dag's right hand, like his bodyguard, follows him all around, involved in healing Jesus Crusade. So do you see how it's all connected? Yeah, it's all nepotism. So there's no like equality. There's like a glass ceiling that you'll never get past. You'll never get through because it's like a secret society. They're all related up there. And then you've got the Badens. Emmanuel Baden, as you know, Auntie Mummy, Lady Reverend Adelaide was a Baden. So Kakra Baden is her brother. That is Emmanuel Baden's uncle. So that's why Emmanuel Baden is cantankerous and acts like his ish don't stink and walks around like he's puffed up with pride because Dag is his uncle-in-law. Auntie Mummy is his auntie. Kakra Baden, Prophet Kakra Baden is his uncle. His dad is Jude. He's got a church cult somewhere in the UK. And then the dad, apparently Auntie Mummy's dad was some big businessman, Pred. So he's got bare kids. He had a lot of money. Guys, I'm going to go soon. Has anyone got any questions? Oh, yeah, let me explain the video then. So I've given you a bit of history. What happened was I've just been doing my content, minding my own business. And the survivors from the other side of town obviously don't know who I'd be outside. They're going to need like maybe a couple of weeks to just bow down and get to know what time it is outside the street. In these streets, but they've been commenting. I saw one comment that rubbed me up the wrong way, so I just got on because I've just come out of hospital. Oh yeah, I live with chronic diseases because of the trauma. So I live with an autoimmune disease. I'm going to be exposing all of this. I live with chronic kidney disease. I'm only 39. And I've got chronic kidney disease. I've got Addison's. It's hyperadrenalism. And guys, I would go and look this up because a lot of you lot probably, I'm not wishing it upon you, but some of you lot might have autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, all of that. And you don't realize that it's associated to the cult because the body keeps the score. Do you understand? So I've also got an Addison's crisis can cause me to unalive. And I actually had an Addison's crisis. So guys, it's really serious. I've also got CPTSD, that's complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I've got borderline personality disorder because, you know, like they get you to like forget your identity. They indoctrinate you to be, they clone you and everything becomes an echo chamber. So you lose your sense of identity. So when you come out, you'll have kind of like an identity crisis, not knowing who you are, what you feel. So mine just went into a full-blown personality disorder. All right. So there's, this is just to name a few. And I take so much medication just for me to be able to function. So it's completely ruined my life. Anyway, why was I saying all of that? Oh yeah, to get onto the point. Oh yeah, so that day I was taking my medication. I've been unwell. I've had to call an ambulance. I've had to have GPs, paramedics, nurses out here. They've had to give me steroid injections on site. I've been in and out of hospital. I've been bedridden for 3 weeks. It's been crazy. So when I saw the comment, that's why I look the way I look. I just had enough. I'm at my breaking point at this point. Do you know what I mean? And you're coming on and talking. So I just thought, enough is enough, man. I'm just going to expose it all. So now I'm going to break it down in a very calm way. And then I'm going to sit down and do some content in the morning where I'll just sit down and do a video and post it, however it is. I'm not doing no edits, guys, because I'm too tired. All right. So firstly, what I exposed was the fact that David unalived himself. And allegedly that was self-induced through meds. So they're trying to say that he unalived of kidney failure, and I could see why they're saying that, because it is plausible, because he was, but then I don't think so, because he just weren't part of that high control group. And when it happened, it was around the pandemic. So what my hypothesis is that in the pandemic, I think he came to the true awakening of who Dag was and what the cult was and the level of EVIL, because Dag is up there on the same level as that German leader. Do you understand? So many lives have been destroyed. I think that he came to the realization, because look at what it does to us on our small little level when you've been there for 12 years, 7 years, 18 years, when you come to the realization that this guy you thought was your spiritual daddy that you trusted is just a fraud. Imagine you being Dag's son. You're the black sheep of the family. They just push you out. You're in America. Did he have any family there? I never saw David coming. And David had a beautiful voice. I knew David. David used to go to university in, was it Zurich or the Czech Republic or somewhere? And he fancied this girl. He was in a relationship with her. She was in my branch. And then her best friend was messing with another guy called Kobe, and he used to be best friends with him. Joshua was a little boy. I wasn't even paying no mind to Joshua. Joshua used to have a crush on me. He always has. Joshua likes fair-skinned gal. That's how I know that marriage is arranged. Because the girl that he was sleeping with in the UK, while he got transferred when he was singing in Milky Way stars or whatever, she was light skinned with green eyes, and allegedly. And the other one that he was sleeping with, she was caramel skin, pretty Ghanaian gal. You know, the Ghana girls are pretty, and you lot got nice bodies as well. You got your back off, your bundas. Oh my god, Ghanaian women, come and see fine woman. Oh god, I just used to look at the Ghanaian women and admire them when I was in the cult. And actually, I was speaking to a survivor today, and my book's coming out in March 2026. I'll talk about it in there. But one of the main reasons why I fell in love with the church cult was because of the culture, the Ghanaian culture. I'm Caribbean by ethnicity, so I hadn't really been exposed to like kente and, you know, the wrapping of the hair and the food and the camaraderie and the way you guys, you know, your celebration and, you know, the live music with the drums and the togetherness and the love. And I was like, oh my God, this is my home. I found my people all. And us Caribbeans, you have to remember, we don't really know much about our African heritage and our history. And so it just gripped me in. And I'm a singer, so the music, the music, it just touched my soul. And that was the reason how they got me, was through the African culture, the Ghanaian culture. So I do not want anything that I'm saying to be misconstrued. I absolutely love Ghana. I have every intention to come out there really, really soon. I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the language. I fell in love with the food. I fell in love with the people. But unfortunately, I was ABUSE'd by Dag, and it is a Ghanaian Christian cult, and it's taken me a long time to forgive and to deconstruct. And so where I'm not triggered now by certain things, because you've got to remember, especially back in the day, and that Dag's tried to rebrand and trying to be this mega church cult plus. It just looks at MESS. He looks like a fish out of water. But back in the day, it was a Ghanaian cult. People were speaking Tree. People were speaking, you know, they all their own dialect. I used to understand Tree and be able to speak words small. And it got to the point where my pastor, because I was brought in like a spiritual daughter of the house, like they really accepted me. And yeah, look, even she's saying true, that I was around them so much, they used to say, Leah, leave the room now. Because I started to understand too much. She said, oh, she's beginning to understand too much. She has to go, get her out. So I was becoming so embedded in the culture, because back then you had to understand some tree, and you had to immerse yourself into the culture to fit in. So I became very Ghanaian. And so I don't want people, I could cook peanut butter soup. When I cook soup, I don't cook it the Caribbean way. I don't cook it the Nigerian way. I cook it the Ghanaian way. I blend everything. I blend all of the peppers. I blend everything that I'm putting in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then I stew it down. Like, yo, that's how I make my soups. I make Ghanaian, the way Ghanaians make. You lot, there's no one can't touch Ghanaians when it comes to soups. I'll just tell the truth. I've got to be honest, especially with because everyone talks about Nigerians, and you lot shouldn't even get into that jollof argument, because you know you lot can break it down when it comes to the rice. You lot need to talk about your noodles, your bacon, and your blood clot soups. Oh my God, are you all right? The way you lot make the first time I tried the soup, I said, oh look I get the original. When I tried the soup, I said I'll never make a soup. And you know, Caribbeans, we can cook, we're known for soups. But nah, when I amalgamate the Nigerian method with the Ghanaian and the Caribbean, no one can touch my soups. So I've been very lucky. I'm rich in Ghanaian culture, in Nigerian culture, and, you know, Caribbean culture. And when it comes to my food, no one can touch it, because it's an amalgamation of the best. Ghanaian, Nigerian, and Jamaican and Aruban influence of foods. All right, guys? So please don't see me as an enemy. Like, I freaking love Ghana, man. Are you all right? Like, I can't believe that they're trying to paint me like that, man. No, I can't have that, seriously, because all of my main survivors, my main circle, they're all Ghanaians. Everyone's Ghanaian. Are you okay? Don't even play with me. My older sister who rebuked me, she rebuked me sharply the other day for not taking my medication. Do you understand? Like, I'm around Ghanaians 24 hours a day when I'm talking to the survivors, and I'm doing all the things that I'm doing, and it's behind the scenes. It's all Ghanaians. So I don't want to hear at all that there is this conversation where you are saying that Leah is not. We don't want that at all. So Charlie, please, when they're talking about me there in Ghana, remember to go there, they tell them that I am not the enemy at all. This person is here. That's why I'm exposing him. Why do you think that why do you think I've reached all the way in Ghana? It's because I've been commenting up on Kwame's post, so innit? Everyone saw me. Child, me not here. Me not block like here. Because you know what? They all come for Kwame, man. And people in Ghana, they can't really like speak out like that, because this guy's got so much power. He can unalive people. He's rubbing shoulders with the Ghanaian president, the Ashanti king. That I know how to speak tree small is very Ghanaian. I'm not a small guy at all. I'm not a small guy at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm more African than I am Caribbean. Everyone knows that. I'm only getting into my Caribbean roots as I came out of the cult, because I've been trying to get into it more and connect. But I'm just a madam. I'm not a small girl. That's why I'm saying I'm a madam. You understand? I'm not here for the small jokes. I'm not here for the small talk at all. Abby, I'm here to talk about real business that we have to talk about here. He's here collecting our money. He's here selling invisible blessings to our brothers and sisters. Do you understand? Any money that they get, as I said to you, Maki they work, baboon they trouble, and quoted Daggy Mills directly from the book. They said to me, small book. There's no small book. There's the Macarius. I got a whole grievance. It's the Macane, the Macarius that you was making me pay £200 every time we have a camp and I don't bring the Macarius and it's a library. You'll be telling me that I have to pay for the Macarius again. Every time that he does a new book, he bring out a new edition. All he's done is change the face of the book. So catch the anointing. One day is there and it's got the hands with the oil. The next day there's a pot and the oil is being poured into it. The book stays the same. There's no new content. He's not doing anything, but we have to buy the new book because there's a new cover. Guys, they rich us dry. And then they'll be doing book launches. Even though that we know that the book costs 20 pence to make and it's written like a 5-year-old, there's so many spelling mistakes in there. The punctuation is absolutely awful. I can barely read the book, but we are sowing into the life of the author, the best-selling author worldwide. Dag, who told you that you're a best-selling author? Paula? Did Paula tell you that you're a best-selling author? Who told you? Because Dag, you are in a self-sealing system. You are telling us that you are a best-selling author, but you are not J.K. Rowling. You have not written Harry Potter. We don't, your books, nobody knows them. Only the people in the self-sealing system and the impoverished villages that you go to, like Wagadudu and Pekona Faso and all of these different places. And you go and hold free pastor conferences for desperate, impoverished pastors in the village. And that is for your self-gratification and a supply need, because you're a narcissist. But you'll be making us think that you're going there and doing something for the poor, impoverished people. We are alive and we are at work. Hey, Alice, we are not sleeping anymore. Well, that is not what we are doing. We are alive and well. And one thing I want to say to you is, the Ghanaian survivors, I'm not your enemy. I'm here to empower you. And I'm here to educate you to break free from the bondage. Let my people go. I'm here to announce to you from the Lord that you are the Israelites. This is Pharaoh, and he wants you to be free. Also, I want to let you Ghanaian brothers know, yeah, because I've seen some of y'all are looking nice, yeah. They've been arranging their marriages from where you lot shouldn't be an enemy of me, you know, because I can get you some SEXY gal them here in the UK. If you're deconstructing, Ghanaian brothers, I got a lot of survivors here that need husbands. Yeah. I want my survivors to be happy, because I might be celibate bitch, but why can't my survivors? I got survivors that are V's, they never done nothing a day in their life. There, I got survivors who are outside in these streets and want a husband, and the Ghanaian man them are lovely. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially so if you've deconstructed and you've deprogrammed, don't worry about that, baby, because I want you to be over here. If you've deconstructed and deprogrammed and you're in Ghana and I can't have you over there. You are my Rosa Sharon. You are my Rosa Sharon. My Rosa Sharon. You are my Rosa Sharon. Hey, that is that. So for the man them, all I'm gonna say is, you know, don't be an enemy to me, chair. Because there's one Ghanaian survivor in particular. I've already hooked him up in my mind. I've already got his wife. He doesn't even know it. He's never asked me. I don't even know if he's married. But there's someone I've already got a gal for him, a nice ting, man. You know what I'm saying? Come here, get your little house. Look at Nancy commenting up. Even Nancy needs a husband. Do you know what I'm saying? Nancy wants a man. Nancy's a lovely girl. So it's like, I'm not here like trying to like PIMP my survivors off out of the collective. But it's like, there's a lot of nice Ghanaian brothers that have deconstructed and deprogrammed over here. Let's get you over here, man. Do you know what I mean? Why are you over there struggling? Or come to England, man. Because then you can speak out and be part of the collective. You get me? I got a lot of pretty gal them that want a man. That song plays in my nightmares. Oh, yeah. You've even got people commenting and liking it up. You can see I'm not lying. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we're not going to go with the rules of religion. Do you know what I mean? You lot just be free and vibe. When you lot want to blow out each other's back, you blow out each other's back. You just go with the vibe. Do you know what I mean? And it's lovely over here in the UK. Yeah. Woo! So y'all don't be looking at Dag like Dag's got some power, like he's a God. You lot will be in there marrying these washed up 304s, do you know what I mean? You know the gal them that come and get a British thing, you know what I mean? Like, are you alright? Get a British accent. Dag's just offering you these washed up 304s, share. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying come to the UK. Let's get a party started. But this is only for the deconstructed. This is only for the deconstructed and the deprogrammed. I'm not trying to bring over these Freds that are trying to abuse my gal them. Because if you come over here and you think you're going to be abusing my survivors and putting hands on them, you have to deal with the GANGs, you know, the gangs, the GMs. You'll be getting, that's when you'll be learning what time it is in the UK. They'll be turning up at the house and you'll be afraid for your life. So we're not doing that, Jaya. I have to make sure that you lot are proper and you know what's going on, because you're not going to come to this country and think you're going to do one of my collective dirty and live to tell the tale. That just doesn't happen. You'll be going back on that plane by force, chair. You'll be afraid. You won't want to stay here. You want to go back home, chair. Woo! After my ninjas have a little talk with you for 5 minutes, you gonna be begging me to drop you to that airport. You gonna be begging me to drop you out of Heathrow. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. What I'm going to say to you is the part 2's coming, because, guys, I've got to be strict with myself. And also, guys, the live, I can't believe that it's lasted. Let me go. Has anyone got any questions? I don't want to go, but I've got to be strict with myself. All right, so there's that about David. Then there's also the daughter, Daniela. So allegedly, men have messaged me telling me that Daniela has quite the past of being a 304. Yeah, and that as well. And you can tell that's what she's like, chair. Do you know what I mean? And then Paula's also had a little past. And then I've also got like missionaries kids who were like bunning, you know, with Joshua as a child and Daniela, and knew her from like back then and said she's just loose. She was just sleeping with everyone. So I've got those kind of accounts. Has anyone got any questions on my video that's gone viral? Oh, baby, I'm not fighting anyone because when I pull up, I'm the queen. I'm the goddess. I just govern and oversee things. I'm not beefing or warring no one, because you can't outdo the outdoer. You can't play the player. There's no war. There's no beef with me. God steps in. God steps in for me. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, saith the Lord. That's the difference between me and Dag. Dag's doing up flow every day. He's getting you lot to do these prayer meetings. I just stay still in the presence of the Lord, because I understand vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Also, I live with chronic health and fatigue, illness. I'm weak. So one scripture that I hold on to is, his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And when I'm sitting here, there's a lot more tabs that I could be taking, but because I hold on to the word of God to get me through that chronic pain, his strength is made perfect in my weakness. It's like my tired bones, because I get aching bones. I'm holding on to that word, you know, that this is happening to me because his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And so that God will always get the glory when it comes to this movement. It's nothing that I've done on my own. What hasn't worked, babe? Your mother. Because as far as I'm concerned, this live's probably going to have over 1,000 people on it. So I think I'm definitely doing a good job. Another thing that they do as well is they gaslight. That's another thing that you'll see. And this is what they've been doing for years. But we've become so powerful as a collective consciousness worldwide. Not just our collective. People are waking up. Because basically what's happening, my Ghanaian fellow brothers and sisters, is there's a mass awakening happening at the moment. A mass spiritual awakening. They think they're having a quiet revival, but they're not. What's happening within Christendom is a lot of us, like BLK people, aunties and uncles, people have had enough of the Pentecostal church cults, all of the corruption going on. So they're going back to the Baptist churches, the Methodist churches, the Roman Catholic churches. So they're saying that they're having a quiet revival, but it's not. It's recycled Christians and second generation. We've all moved over to those. We just want to go to our little Methodist and Baptist. So what's happened is there's an equilibrium, because as those people have recycled and whatever, they're not actually increasing as a faith, but we have increased on the outside in the world because people have come out of their domain, because they're the main, that's what makes them powerful. So when people start coming out of their domain and coming into the so-called world and awakening, their power increases, because then people who are in those positions are no longer, you know, devout, you know what, and have hyper religious ideologies. Now we're getting people who have been brought up religious, been ABUSED'd, or directly impacted from their, you know, the generational trauma of that, seeing their mothers being ROBE by these men of God, and then they're going into these positions and making big changes. Yeah, so over here in the UK, they can't preach on the streets like they used to anymore. They're getting shut down. Police are shutting them down, giving them sections and orders to not let them do it, because they're just being ABUSE on the streets. So there's a lot of laws and things that are changing. There's petitions. People are raising up and we're saying we don't want these things on our streets. So they've lost a lot of power. In the UK, it used to be a you-know-what nation. It's not anymore. It's more secularized than it is Christian, okay? So what's happening is this faith is losing its power, because people are waking up to a lot of truths. And I'm going to go easy with you guys, because usually I kind of just come in with the deconstructing, deprogramming hard. But because this live, it is quite, you know, targeted to the Ghanaian survivors. This is why I'm trying to not use foul language as much. I'm trying to speak at a pace where, because I need to appreciate that I do want this to be my content to be easily accessible. I do need to think about you know, equality, and I need to think about, you know, fairness, and how Ghanaian survivors are also, you know, processing the content, because as I said, it is the epicenter, and back in the day we used to copy First Love in Ghana, Accra. So that's why we were so backwards with our fashion, our slang, like everything, because it was like we were learning from back home. And no offense, guys, but it's like, you know, like fashion and everything, it always kind of comes later for you guys over there. So it was like Dag was making us minimize ourselves and just wear very plain clothes and plain, because, you know, it was very different back then. Do you see what I mean? So there's been a lot of, you know, if you're thinking, does Dag know what he's doing? Absolutely. Because these are intricate, like, this is dark psychology. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are intricate tactics and characteristics that he's using to indoctrinate survivors and keep them trapped in the self-sealing system. So it's very important for you to know that this is orchestrated, this is strategically planned. And when we go into criminology and we're looking at, it's not only about, you know, the crime that was carried out, BLOK, that Pastor Jod or whatever his name is, it's the intention. Was it premeditated? That's why when you look at you know, crimes of passion, it's like it wasn't premeditated, because they've got that French law, you know, where they look at like the crime of passion and whatever. So we need to look at, was it premeditated? Does he know what he's doing? This, that, and the third. Yes, he does. Also, welcome. You can see that my mods are very active. We don't play any games on her. So if you're going to come on here and say idiot things like you would like a little gal or a little bit like a child, you will just be getting BLOCKED on site, because we ain't got time for that, and we're not about that. All right. So where was I up to? What was I talking about? There's just so much, chair. There's so blood clot much. But it's just the MESS over there, guys. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot to unpack, and you lot need to get ready, chair, because I don't know how you lot found me so late. I've been talking out for 2 years. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been talking out for 2 years. It's full at the moment, so I'm just trying to keep it going. So what I will say, guys, is I think that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in recovery. I'm still trying to deal with a lot. Guys, one thing I do want to announce is I'm working on a very big project. I am back to back for the next 3 months. If you lot don't see me on lives as much, and you're not seeing the content be pumped out, and you're not hearing from me, please don't see it as Leah's gone off the grid. I'm working with a very tight deadline, and I'm going to be having on my program manager hat on, because as you know, I worked for the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Go and look me up on LinkedIn. Leah Lauder. Go and look me up for you Ghanaians, so that you can see my academic credentials, because I know that's very important for you, because I was working in the Mayor's office, managing millions of pounds of funding. All right? Yeah? So I understand about program management and quarters, and I was writing commissions and specs to send out for people in the local authority to apply for funding. And then they would have to send their specifications back to moi, her, she, the Queen. And I would have to look over those and then see if I was going to grant those requests and that funding through. All right. So I'm going to have to program manage this project that I'm doing for the next 3 months. So I'm working against a very tight deadline, guys. So please bear that in mind. What else do I have to say? My book's coming out in March 2026. And there's going to be a lot of theories and ideological concepts that I'm coining. Again, I know that some people are struggling all over the world. So I am going to make like a free version available for survivors who are in hardship. I don't know how I'm going to do that or how that's going to work, but I will figure it out. Has anyone got any questions before I go? Then you make things roll. I'm just a free spirit, guys. You know, I could have given up a long time ago. I've been through a lot, man. I've been through HELL and come back and made it out alive. I'm not here to bring nothing down. I'm just here to speak my truth. And there's a lot of people suffering in silence, man. And so I'm here to bring awareness. Also, can you follow my main account? Leah Lauder, please. It's in my description. They don't want me to get to 10k, because then I can have a playlist, especially the Ghanaian survivors, because you lot have got the power, man, because there's more of you. Got Ghana, you lot, Africa, that's our giant, man. I need to get you lot mass adding me up, because if I can get my main account to 10k, I can create playlists. I can have Dag Eward Mills folder, Bishop Richard IE folder, Caris. You get me? All of the different folders, it will be easier for survivors, because right now I've got so much content, I can't even put my content together barely. I'm putting my content together and connecting the dots based off memory. The Holy Spirit is bringing things to my remembrance. Oh God. All right, you know what? I'm going to do some content for RPF. Do you know why? Because that's a don't block them. That's a reminder. You lot have been doing why are you talking? What do you mean delegate your mods? You're getting, delegate yourself, B, on another live. You know that them ones. Who you talking to? It ain't that kind of live. It's not that kind of party, man. Thank you, Cherry Pie. Are you all right? Yeah, so RPF have been doing a major heavy duty indoctrination with these prayer things that they've been doing. What's it called? The Fire Night, whatever they've been doing. I want to let you know I've got recordings. About half an hour. I've got over an hour worth of footage, because they've been doing that 21-day Listen, survivors, one thing you need to notice about me is, if I'm not putting content out about Caris, it's because I'm psychoanalyzing David. I'm talking to survivors behind the scenes. I'm collecting evidence. I'm watching like a hawk. The same with RPF. I've been screen recording RPF. NGRM, I've been screen recording NGRM. I've got screen recording. I haven't spoken about NGRM, but when I'm ready, that's why you lot see I pull up the receipt. Even they're like, oh my God, what day was that? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Because I don't ramp. Mina block clock here. So I'm never not thinking about the cults, babe. So don't worry. I'll do that one to RPF. I'll put a little something on RPF tomorrow on this page, because this page is popping. I get what you're saying, innit? So it's like I should put a little something for each cult, because it's popping at the moment. All right. Is that what you want me to do? Yeah, that's a good idea. Look, we are telepathically communicating now. We have moved to the higher, multi-dimensional, bio, psychosocial, transcendental, sixth dimension, operative machinery work. All right, guys, let me go. I love you lot, ma'am. I might be on tomorrow, but I'm not sure. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'll be on at some point in the week. But guys, trust me, your girl, I'm not even cooking. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing, Jaya. Because I don't think I'm in the lab. And I don't think I'm cooking. I don't know. I'm somewhere in, like, the galaxy. I'm somewhere in the cosmos. I'm somewhere in the gallery, floating in space. And receiving downloads from all the different archetypal intellectual forces of the universe, infinity and beyond. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, everyone's like, oh, you should be scared. Scared of who? Scared of who? Scared of who? Because this little thing that I've got going on with Dag, this is going to last lifetimes. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. Oh, that would be so fine. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. I'm going to see you next lifetime, B. Like in many lives. Because when you got beef for me, you got beef for me forever and ever and ever. And all the life cycles. What do you mean? I don't be afraid of who. I want it, baby. I'm ready to go any day with Dag. My dream is to just have 5 minutes in a room alone with Dag. Do you know what I mean? So I don't care. I don't care. There's no middleman for me, baby. I do everything that I need to do right from my yard. I don't need to go to no man nowhere and a middleman. I do what I need to do and I take care of what I need to take care of. And on that note, guys, I'm going to go, hey, CB, hey, her sunshine. I don't want to be on here too long, guys, because they report me up. Follow my main account, Leah Lauder. It's on my description, guys. We need to get it up to, how dare you? Oh, my God, Daniel Mills is a God. He's a prophet, or how dare you? You're Absalom. Oh, my God, disloyal. You lot are a joke, absolutely. You lot are a joke over there, man.